Hello, television family. It is Election Day, Tuesday, 4th day of November, 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. I did a lot of research trying to figure out why they always picked the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November as General Election Day. That's what it is by statute. The first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. And what it turns out that the Founding Fathers did a lot of study and research, and they discovered that the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November is the least important day of the year. So they thought they'd make that Election Day. Turnout, by the way, not very good. 23% in Chelan County, 22% as of this morning in Douglas County. That's it. It's an off-year election. Not a lot of decisions to be made. In any event, you got until close of business today to get your ballot in. Of course, don't mail it because it's not going to be counted. Use the drop boxes. It is starting to dry out a little bit. There's still some lingering rain showers. It'll be all but out of here by the end of the program today. We're going to be dry most of the day today. Clouds aren't going to go anywhere. It's still going to be cloudy with a couple of light sun breaks, but this is the one and only day that we're not going to have really a great deal of rain during the daylight hours. Rain returns big time tonight. We could get half an inch of rain tonight, and it's going to rain starting about sunset, about 5, 6 o'clock tonight, and it's not going to stop until Friday morning. We're going to get hammered with rain. Your very wet forecast is coming up. There's a lot of news to get to. Sports. Seattle Kraken are off to the best start in franchise history, and they didn't have to play an overtime game last night to do it. Luckily, they took on Chicago, which hasn't been very good for a number of years. Speaking of hockey, it's Tuesday. Hockey Talk with Austin Draude. He'll be joining me live here in the studio. Wenatchee Wild split their weekend series. They beat Saskatoon on Saturday, lost to Kamloops on Sunday. We'll talk to Austin and preview this weekend. It's Military Appreciation Weekend for the Wild at the Town Toyota Center. 2 more home games there. So we got a lot to get to today. And we always begin our festivities with our cameras, our PTZ cameras. That is the Wenatchee Heights camera that we are so in love with. But we have it pointed down the Columbia River towards Rock Island. Look at the little band of fog and clouds hanging just over the Columbia River towards Rock Island. A little bit of sun peeking out. It's glimmering down, casting its golden shadow on the mighty Columbia River. Beautiful view there. That is Cashmere looking back towards Wenatchee. That's our Hay Canyon camera. Low clouds and fog hanging around there. And you can see the clouds are starting to, they're getting a little bit higher up in the atmosphere. Still carrying some moisture, but again, this rain is all but done in our viewing area as it continues to slowly move from the southwest to the northeast. The Orondo Rock camera. Hello, Lake Antiat, also known as the Columbia River, also known as a giant reservoir. But when you think about it, with all the dams in the Columbia River, the river itself is just a series of reservoirs now. And that is Omi Garden. We used that camera yesterday. It didn't quite look like that. I think Malcolm has that panned out a little bit. You can see a little sliver of the Columbia River, and that's really about it. That camera's up there pretty high, too. That's basically at the same elevation as the Wenatchee Heights camera, just pointed the other direction. That looks almost ominous, doesn't it? Still kind of cool, though. 3 things to show for you. First of all, here's a satellite image, or a satellite video, of about the last 6.5 to 7 hours. As you can see, the system that brought us all that rain yesterday, and we had quite a bit of it, is already beginning to exit the area, which is why we're still going to have clouds, but we're pretty much done with the rain today. But this is a series of storm systems, a bunch of them that are going to, but kind of a parade, one right after the other with little bitty breaks between the two of them. And we normally on Tuesdays check in with the Climate Prediction Center, but the reason we're doing this today, not only is it Tuesday, but we didn't do this on Monday. This is the monthly temperature outlook for the entire month of November from the Climate Prediction Center. Now keep in mind, they predicted a month ago that October would be, for our area anyway, cooler and wetter than normal, and it was a cooler and wetter than normal October. What do they think November is going to shape up? Well, look at where we live up there in the Pacific Northwest. Slightly warmer than normal temperatures. If you like really warm temperatures, head to the Four Corners. They're going to be well above normal for the month of November. So that's temperature-wise for this month. As far as precipitation, we're leaning above precipitation. And it bears noting that even though we're getting a lot of rain and we'll continue to get a lot of rain all the way into Friday morning, not too much in the mountain passes. Almost all of the mountain passes are going to be above snow level because a lot of this Pineapple Express, if you will, coming from the south and the west is just too warm. The temperatures in the mountain passes will be too warm for snow. And also the snow level will be 6,000 to 7,000 feet. So maybe a little bit of light snow on Stevens and Blewett, but for the most part, you should be okay as far as cruising in the mountain passes for the rest of the week. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living here in the big city. That's where comfort, care, and community come together. Not a lot of rain today. Again, it's beginning to start tapering off, and we'll be done with that if we're not already. Just a little bit of light rain hanging around. It'll be gone by about 9 or so. Only about 49, just about normal for this time of the year. And then we really get a lot of rain. It'll come down about 5:30, 6 o'clock tonight, and it ain't going to stop until Friday morning. We could see a ½ an inch of rain tonight. That is a lot. Chance of rain Wednesday, 100%. Wednesday night, rain. Thursday, rain. Thursday night, rain. Friday morning, rain until about 10 a.m. And then we're going to finally see a little bit of sunshine by the time we get to Friday. And so you can see all those temperatures, especially the overnight lows. Because of the cloud cover, the overnight lows are going to be well above normal, or normal overnight lows this time of the year is 34. So until we see clear skies on Friday night into Saturday, the overnight lows are going to be very mild indeed. But boy, are we in for a wet, wet night tonight. We're going to take a break. When we come back, what's making news? I know, and you'll find out in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Looks like the rain is all but stopped. Just some lingering light showers here in our viewing area, and none really in the Wenatchee Valley. We're at 41 degrees. No rain for the most part today. This is going to be the last moderate period of dry weather, but once the sun comes down and system number 2 comes in, it's going to torrentially rain overnight tonight, and basically it's going to rain almost nonstop all the way to Friday morning, so be prepared. It's just about 10 minutes after the hour. The Texas man accused of vandalizing the iconic park, Front Street Park in Leavenworth, was sentenced yesterday to jail and community service. Our media partners at the Wenatchee World reports that Zachary Soltis, 29 years old, pled guilty to second-degree malicious mischief Monday morning in Chelan County Superior Court. Prosecutors originally charged Soltis with first-degree malicious mischief and reckless driving. Judge Robert Jordan followed the recommendations for prosecutors and Soltis's attorney, and they sentenced him to 20 days in jail. He also ordered that he pay $8,048 in restitution to the city of Leavenworth and complete 160 hours of community service. Detectives believe Soltis caused about $16,000 in damage back on December 22nd of last year by doing donuts in the park with a Toyota Tundra pickup truck. Soltis will be allowed to carry out his community service in his home state of Texas. A 42-year-old Wenatchee man who pleaded guilty to possession of child sexual abuse material was sentenced last week to 7.5 years in prison. Brandon David Eby, he's been in jail since he was arrested in February of 2023. That's when a household member discovered sexually explicit videos of minors downloaded to his home computer and then alerted the Wenatchee Police Department. Well, on Thursday, Chelan County Judge Travis Brandt sentenced Eby to a 90-month prison term on his plea deal to 10 felony counts of child porn possession. Prosecutors had sought a term of 8.5 years. Once he's out of jail, Eby must register as a sex offender and pay about $10,000 in restitution. Authorities have now identified the Wenatchee woman who was killed last week when her bedroom caught fire. Chelan County Coroner Wayne Harris named her yesterday as Linda J. Black, 71 years old. Wenatchee Valley Fire Chief Brian Brett says Black's home in the 500 block of Crawford Avenue caught fire early last Wednesday, possibly due to a burning cigarette in combination with medical oxygen. The fire was contained to Black's bedroom, remains under investigation. It was among 3 reported house fires in the valley last week, alongside 2 house fires in East Wenatchee. Nobody else was injured in those fires, but 1 dog died from smoke inhalation. Now, the Wenatchee School District is expected to see a decrease of more than 800 students district-wide over the next 5 years. The district director of business and finance, Sean Fitzgerald, presented the latest enrollment analysis at last week's school board meeting. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that decreasing birth rates, limited housing affordability, and increased educational options in the valley are contributing to lower enrollment. The analysis indicates enrollment decline across nearly every grade level, the steepest drops coming in elementary school. Fitzgerald said the pattern of low local birth rates and fewer families enrolling in kindergarten isn't expected to reverse until the year 2030. Community members from the Wenatchee Valley gathered this past weekend at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. It was Day of the Dead. Of course, it celebrates and honors the loved ones who have passed away. The event brought local Hispanic-owned food vendors and featured mariachi performances from Wenatchee High School's Mariachi Hanachi and Eastmont High School as well. Sanzar Dance Company brought colorful and rhythmic traditional Mexican dances. We had a chance to speak to the dance company's director and the business that set up the Day of the Dead altar about the work that happens behind the scenes getting ready for this rather sizable event.
We're always looking to celebrate culture, and so this is a great opportunity for us to celebrate both small business and celebrate the vibrant Hispanic culture here in the Valley. Well, just a little bit of the history for the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead celebration has its roots both in Latin America, but then also in Spain. So a little bit of a crossover between some, Aztec rituals, but then also Catholicism there when the Spanish came to Mexico. And so that's what produces the Day of the Dead celebration that we know today. And here in the Wenatchee Valley, we're fortunate to have a large Hispanic population that continues that tradition. And I think it's been great to see, though, a lot of small businesses in different locations across the valley set up their ofrendas, their altars. And so as much as it is a great celebration of championed by Latin America, I think it's been nice to see just the Wenatchee Valley as a whole take advantage of that opportunity. One of the focuses is always to be authentic, and so that's best represented in the altar behind us. Last year we started a great collaboration with Yance Boutique de Regalos, and really the collaboration was meant to make our altar, to make the celebration more authentic. And so this time around we had an opportunity to again partner with them.
Aquí desde que vine yo para acá, con él no tenía la tradición de hacer el altar. Yo en México, allá tenemos una tradición de hacerlo cada año, nos inculcaron nuestros padres, nuestros abuelos, nos inculcaron esa tradición. Y yo venía yo con esa tradición. Entonces cuando pude venir para acá, el primer año que estuve aquí con él, pues vi que no había nada de recordar a los familiares. Entonces le comenté que vamos a hacer el altar. Dice él que yo nunca he sabido de eso, o sea, él nunca lo había hecho. Entonces ya empecé yo a decirles que lo hacemos por esta razón. Es como una fiesta, es un homenaje a la vida. O sea, que siempre se hace el último escalón o el primer escalón de arriba hacia abajo. Siempre se conmemora, es el principal, a quien va dirigido el altar. Siempre se trata de, pues se pone la foto de la persona, objetos que él tuvo en vida o su comida. Se va a sacar siempre al objeto, los objetos y a la persona a quien van dirigido el altar. Pero como está en comunitario, es para, personas llevan fotografías de sus seres queridos, todo. Entonces vamos a tratar de poner la comida que les gustaba, sus bebidas, sus dulces, para recordar, para cuando ellos vengan, vean que es una mesa servida, una fiesta para ellos.
This year we're really excited to again welcome back Eastmont Mariachi and Mariachi Wenatchee, as well as Sansad, who I know are working tirelessly to produce a great and authentic show for this event. So, you know, those partners really help us guide the authenticity of the event and make it, you know, culturally accurate and welcoming for all to participate.
Es muchísimo trabajo el que se realiza, tras bambalinas hay demasiada labor que se hace y que solamente se vierte en el tiempo indicado que nos comparten. A veces para presentar 5 o 10 minutos de repertorio trae mucho trabajo atrás, ensayos, hay veces que las chicas tienen sus clases regulares y tenemos que duplicar o reforzar ensayos, más aparte el checar qué es lo que se va a llevar, cuidar el vestuario, que cada estudiante tenga un traje acorde a su corporalidad, estatura y complexión, etcétera, y también pues checar qué es lo que vamos a compartir. Entonces es demasiado trabajo, lo que implican los costos en producción de materiales, todo viene de México, entonces es una ardua labor que pues lo hacemos con bastante gusto para traer la danza a nuestros paisanos aquí en Wenatchee, que vamos a estar acompañando al Museo de Wenatchee, que nos hicieron el honor de invitarnos. Y bueno, tiene demasiada importancia para nosotros esta fecha. Como sabemos, en este país y especialmente en este lugar, contamos con mucha gente que ha emigrado de diferentes lugares de Latinoamérica. Vamos a hablar específicamente de México. El hecho de que haya un lugar fuera de nuestra tierra, donde nos permita conectar, donde nos permita ver nuestro folclore, que no solamente son los bailes, sino es la música, estilo de vida, vivencias, costumbres y tradiciones, en un espacio fuera de nuestra tierra, de la tierra que nos vio nacer, pues es bastante importante.
And finally, on this election day, a Chelan County Sheriff's deputy earned state recognition in October for saving a person struggling to stay afloat after their personal watercraft overturned. Back in July, Deputy Dominic Much was patrolling alone near Don Morse Park. That's when he rescued the victim, who was not wearing a life jacket. He provided him a flotation device and then guided them through putting it on and then coached them to safety. And for those efforts, Much was awarded the 2025 Washington State Marine Patrol Life Saving Award. This is the 3rd year in a row that the county's Marine program earned state recognition. They previously won the Marine Program of the Year in 2024 and Marine Deputy of the Year in 2023. That is a nice winning streak, and that is the news at 19 minutes after the hour. We have discovered through vast research that you people like to know what's going on around here, not only in the Wenatchee Valley, but north central Washington. So we developed a program, the very first ever, to call it the news. It's been around for a long time. The NCAA Evening News tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television. If that doesn't work for you, or you're unplugged and you do the things that these kids today are doing, it's these kids today. You can watch the news online by right around 5 o'clock by going to our YouTube page, our home page. We're on Roku, we're on Apple, we're on Fire TV, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have In Your Facebook, which is the latest, I'm told. We have a lot of cool things and a lot of cool people who work really hard to put the news together for you. And if you have a news tip, Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Lost in all the Mariners and the Seahawks, it needs to be noted that the Kraken are playing pretty good. We'll talk about that when we get to sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Birthdays, office gatherings, and team parties taste better at Abby's. From our legendary lunch and Thirsty Thursday to our monthly giant special, there's always a reason to gather. Family-owned Abby's, your legendary pizza tradition. You asked, and it's back at Abby's. 2 legends, 1 pizza. Half pepperoni, half big Hawaiian. All delicious. It's mouthwatering, loaded with toppings, and happily feeds a family. Order at abbys.com before this legend disappears.
"22 minutes after the hour, Maddie Beniers had a goal and an assist. Jordan Eberle had a goal and an assist. When that happens, it usually means victory, and that's exactly what happened last night at Climate Pledge Arena. The Kraken knock off Chicago. The final was 3-2. Jamie Oleksiak, he also scored for Seattle. Joey Decord, the human saran wrap, finished with 29 saves. The Kraken improves now to 4-0-2 at home this season. Chicago drops to 2-3-2 on the road.
Here's Ryan Winterton for Seattle.
Thick or thin tape? Thick. A lot of questions with that, Ian. I mean, that's serious stuff.
I'm with you. Here's a shot and score from the blue line. Jamie Oleksiak looks like he got it. 1-0 Seattle.
Well, if I wear long pants, it goes to my ankles. If I wear my hockey pants, they go to the top of my knees. That's the only answer I can give you.
Eberle in front. Beniers shoots and scores. Maddie Beniers got it. 2-0 Seattle, a power play goal. Down the left wing boards. Renzel there. Dropped it off Beniers. Had a man go to the front of the net. Eberle shoots it. Soderblom makes a great save and he'll hold on.
Take another look at that close call, that opportunity here. Marchman able to just tap that puck back to Maddie, head up the whole way, looking for Eberle going to that back post, and looked like that puck got stuck in between the pad and the skate.
Goes through the check at Grizzlick, gets it back to the blue line to Larson, swings it over to Dunn. His shot deflected in front, right on Soderblom save, rebound, opportunity on the short side, save base by Soderblom.
Maybe off the post there on that second chance.
Here's a chance in front. Burakovsky scores! Now Renzel will bring it ahead. Nazar knocked off his stick. And here come the Kraken. Could have numbers the other way. Eberle with Tolman, and Eberle shoots and scores! Jordan Eberle got it! 3-1 Seattle. Lost possession. Time's going to tick down, and the Kraken come away with a 3-1 win. And remain unbeaten in regulation at home this season.
With the start of 6-2-4 through their first 12 games, they're 6-2-4. The Kraken are off to the best start in franchise history We'll see if we can keep it going when they host San Jose Wednesday night on Kong TV. Here's the update from the NFC West standings. Apparently, if you have a 5-game losing streak, the way you want to stop it is to go to Dallas and play the Cowboys, and that's what the Cardinals did last night. Their 5-game losing streak came to an end. They beat Dallas in a score that wasn't even that close, 27-17. So there's your updated NFC West standings. Big logjam at the top with the Rams and the Seahawks tied at 6-2. San Francisco half a game behind because they've played one more game, and Arizona improves to 3-5. All right, it's football playoff time. These are crossover games. The state playoffs don't officially begin until they get to the round of 16, and the WIAA takes over jurisdiction. So Wenatchee gets to travel down to Pasco to take on Chiawana on Friday night. And then on Saturday, Moses Lake will play host to Issaquah. And then Sumner will host Eastmont on Sunday afternoon. The 16 teams remaining will then be seeded for the state playoffs proper. In 1A football, here are your crossover games. Royal, who's won 43 games in a row, something like that. They'll host Kingsway Christian. OMAC travels to Colville at 7 o'clock. And then on Saturday, Kashmir will play host to Kalama. 2A football looks something like this. All in the crossover games, all of them on Saturday, and all of these are really long road trips. Here's how it works. If you are the visiting team and you have to travel more than 150 miles round trip, you can decide to play on Friday night or Saturday afternoon. And since all of the visiting teams have very long bus trips, they have all decided to play on Saturday afternoon. Quite frankly, I don't blame them. And in 2B football, here's your schedule. 3 Friday night games. Clallam will host Tonasket. Okanagan welcomes Warden. And Brewster has Columbia out at Burbank at 7 o'clock. And then the Saturday game, it's off to Liberty Bell for White Swan. They'll kick off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Prep volleyball schedule looks something like this. Their districts are now officially underway. Here's a look at who's playing who. In Waterville-Mansfield, this is the semifinals tonight. Both winners will move on, but both losers still have a chance to advance. In the District 5 4A tournament play-in games, Moses Lake will host Eisenhower at 6 o'clock. West Valley will host Eastmont. If you lose, you're out. If you win, you're still alive. And in prep soccer, here's your schedule. These are all loser-out games tonight. In the District 5 4A play-in games, it's West Valley and Moses Lake at 6 o'clock. Sunnyside at Eisenhower at 6 o'clock. Wenatchee will take on Eastmont Thursday night for the district championship. By the way, the Wenatchee volleyball team will take on Davis Thursday night for the district championship. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. At 27 minutes after the hour, there are 6 obscure holidays you can celebrate today. You can celebrate Flag Day in Panama. It's Unity Day in Russia. They have that. It's Recreation Day in Tasmania. I don't know what they do for recreation there. It's Citizenship Day in some country I've never heard of. It's Common Sense Day, which we should all practice but rarely do. We're not doing any of those today. It's Constitution Day in Tonga. There is the flag of Tonga, and it's their Constitution Day today. It's always held on November 4th because it was the day that they did their Constitution. November 4th, 1875. By the way, the Constitution of Tonga is the second oldest in the southern hemisphere. It's the 9th oldest in the world. There is Tonga. It's in Oceania. They have about 747 square miles. Ironically enough, the population of Tonga is about 106,000 people, but there are over 200,000 citizens of Tonga who don't live in Tonga. They live elsewhere. Tonga is the only monarchy in Oceania, believe it or not, and it's been a monarchy for 3,000 years. It's illegal for women to go topless in Tonga. It's also illegal for men to go topless in Tonga. Tonga has 171 islands, only 45 are inhabited. A lot of the islands in Tonga are no bigger than like a football field. And something they can all be proud of, Tonga is the world's 8th most obese nation. I don't know why, but it is. Today in history, at the bottom of the hour, is presidential election week, so we're doing presidential elections here in the first week in November. And this is the 101st anniversary of the 1924 presidential election. Calvin Coolidge, of course, inherited the job when Warren G. Harding died. Then he ran for election in his own right, and he won pretty easily. He beat John W. Davis of the Democratic Party and Robert LaFayette of the Progressive party. In fact, Robert Lafayette won Wisconsin and its 13 electoral votes. And check out this crazy stat. In our state, in Douglas County, in the 1924 presidential election in Douglas County, Calvin Coolidge won. He beat Robert Lafayette, the progressive candidate, by just 17 votes. That was it. But for nationwide, for Calvin Coolidge, it was a landslide. He got out in January of 1929, just in the nick of time. This is the 73rd anniversary of the 1952 presidential election. America likes Ike. Dwight D. Eisenhower, heavily recruited by both the Democrats and the Republicans, won a landslide victory over Adlai Stevenson of Illinois. He's elected the 34th president of the United States. Look at Richard Nixon. Look how excited he is. Can't wait to get that vice presidential job. The electoral vote count was a landslide, 442 for Ike, 89 for Adlai Stevenson. Ike easily won Chelan County, 62% to 34%. A little tighter in Douglas County, Eisenhower 55% for Eisenhower and 44% for Adlai Stevenson. 45 years ago, big landslide. Ronald Reagan defeats the incumbent Democratic President Jimmy Carter in a landslide victory. He's elected the 40th president of the United States. Only the second time and the first in a century that a Republican candidate defeated an incumbent Democrat. The Electoral College was a wipeout, 489 to 49, and Reagan easily won both Chelan and Douglas County. 57% of the vote in Chelan County, 59% of the vote for Reagan in Douglas County. And history made 17 years ago today. The junior senator from Illinois, Barack Obama, defeats the senator from Arizona, John McCain, to become the first African American to be elected president of the United States on this date in 2008. Not much of a close thing in the Electoral College, 365 to 173. Not surprisingly, John McCain won North Central Washington, 55% of the vote in Chelan County and 60% of the vote for McCain in Douglas County. And we'll do more tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. Birthdays. We got a couple of heavenly birthdays. Walter Cronkite. For a while there, he was considered the most trusted man in America, longtime anchor of the CBS Evening News, born in the state in 1960. And there was an inside joke at CBS. Walter Cronkite made a lot of money as not only the anchor, but the managing editor of the CBS Evening News back when everybody watched the Evening News on the networks. And he loved to sail, and he bought a big sailboat, had it docked there in Long Island Sound, just outside of Manhattan. And he named his boat The Assignment. And whenever he wanted to take a day off or go on a little vacation, whoever was filling in for Walter Cronkite on the CBS Evening News would say, "I'm Roger Mudd, filling in for Walter Cronkite, who's on assignment." The viewers thought he was out, doing some field reporting, when in fact he just took the day off to go sailing. Walter Cronkite, born in the state in 1916. Art Carney, who Jackie Gleason credited with the success of The Honeymooners. Of course, Ed Norton on The Honeymooners. He also won an Academy Award, by the way. While playing Ed Norton, he was nominated for 7 Emmy Awards, and he won 6 of them. Art Carney, born in the state in 1918. And Matthew McConaughey. A lot of people think that Matthew McConaughey and I are doppelgangers, that we really look a lot alike. He's 56. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Who's kidding who about air? We're done with that. Now it's heat time. And if your system might be acting a little up, hey, gee, our power bill is more than it should be. Maybe your HVAC system is working a little harder than it needs to be. Your first call always to Alpine Air. Going to take a break, have an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti, then live right here in the studio, as we always do every Tuesday, authorities permitting. It's Hockey Talk with Wenatchee Wild broadcaster Austin Draude. He's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
When flooding hit Serve Wenatchee, their office and Fresh Hope Market were devastated. But their mission to help prevent homelessness in this valley hasn't stopped, and neither will we. I'm Todd McLaughlin, General Manager at Apple Valley Honda. Now through the end of the year, we're donating $25 to Serve Wenatchee every time someone takes a test drive. And if you happen to buy a vehicle, we'll give an additional $100 in your name. Because when our neighbors are in need, this community steps up, and we're proud to be part of that.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. No, I've heard a rumor that, I guess it's true, that Major League Baseball is going to start using robots to call balls and strikes. Well, you know, I want to say that anything that will stop us from having to yell at umpires for lousy calls, anything that will stop managers from storming from the dugout to argue, chest bump, and kick dirt on the shoes of umpires, and anything that will eliminate players' benches clearing and rhubarb starting in the field, delaying the game, and anything that will stop players and managers from being tossed from the game should never be used. Come on, this is baseball, people. What are they thinking? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. I've been helping people for nearly a decade understand their Medicare options. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand coverage options so you can feel confident in your Medicare decision. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or see me at my office in Wenatchee with easy parking and entrance.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
If it's Tuesday, it's Hockey Talk. Live right here in Studio 17 in downtown Wenatchee with Austin Draude, his orchestra, and his goatee. I haven't seen him. Of course, we weren't here last week, and you got this little thing going.
Yeah, it's November now, so I was told a couple of the guys and one of the coaches actually told me, it looks good. You should hang on to that a little while longer. So I may hang on to it a little while longer.
Yeah, no, I mean, one of the reasons you didn't shave last week is that you didn't have to do this program. Of course, I didn't shave last week either. I had a full beard on Sunday, but then I had to hack it off. It's television, you're supposed to wear a beard. It's good to see you again, my friend. Mixed bag over the weekend. We took it to Saskatoon on Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. Kamloops got the better of us on Sunday. So when that kind of thing happens, what we do is we show the highlights of the winners. Austin, take it, my friend.
Yeah, we start in the first period. Threes are going to be a good theme here in this one, but not on this opening shot. A chance from the left wing for Saskatoon, and they score to make this a 1-0 game. Shot from the left dot, and that one slips through for a 1-0 contest. But Wenatchee gets it back. We go all the way to the third period. Ray Hahn, Dawson Seitz, bang, edge of the slot, and this game is tied at 1. 45 minutes, a virtual stalemate until that shot, and we're tied at 1. But a blast from Derek Thurston at the left point. This one, an absolute cannon shot, gets past Tobias Tversnik, and we've got ourselves a 2-1 hockey game. I don't want this shot. You take it. Okay. And that one makes it a Saskatoon lead. Again, it would be short-lived because Wenatchee would get it back. Dawson Seitz from the left point. No. Sam Elliott in front, reaches around, scrapes it home, and makes it a 2-0 contest. Excuse me, I'll take that out of my way. And we're tied at 2. We're going to overtime. Wenatchee, 3-on-3. Maddox McHaggerty going to make himself useful in the right circle. But first, the Wild bring it across the line. Josh Toll going to set up the offense. Finds Sam Elliott, picks it around a defender, and Maddox McHaggerty drops the hammer, sends it home. Take another look at this one. A little drop pass. I'll take that. Now you take it. Maddox McHaggerty, his third of the year. Sam Elliott scored his third of the year. Dawson Seitz scored his third of the year. And the third goal for Maddox McHaggerty was the third of the game, for the third win of the season for the Wild.
And of course, in overtime, they go 3-on-3. I'll just throw that in there as well. The idea, the concept, by the way, Austin's signature call is drive home safely. I did not on Saturday night. I just wanted to let you know. I was speeding and
weaving in and out of traffic.
Yeah, just being a real butthead. 3-on-3, the idea behind 3-on-3 in overtime is they really don't want to go to shootouts, because shootouts really is a crapshoot in many respects. 3-on-3 it's a physical game, it's a long game, and the idea is if you're going to go to overtime, just make it 3-on-3, open up the ice, and it doesn't last forever and ever. I mean, the patrons pay good money, but at a certain point, it's like, hey, I have to eat and stuff like that.
It is, and that was kind of the idea behind going to 3-on-3. It used to be for the longest time 5-on-5 for 5 minutes, and then you call it a tie and go home. And then we went to 4-on-4, and eventually we took it down to 3-on-3, which is the minimum you can play with. And the idea of that was to open up the ice, like you said, and the idea was basically the teams would be taking a run at the goal with all that open ice. And now you've seen teams over the last few years really drop back, swap guys out one at a time, and really pick their spots, because you don't want to give up the puck in overtime. Puck possession is huge. You don't want that puck coming the other way at you. So teams have been a lot more cautious once they figured out how this 3-on-3 works over the last number of years. But it's been a fun way to finish off a game, and it's kind of like the ghost runner rule in baseball. You change things up a little bit at the end of the game just to kind of push the scoring along, and in a way that still pretty much resembles what you've been playing for the last 3 periods of the last 9 innings.
What from a coaching standpoint, when we get to 3-on-3, one defenseman and a couple of forwards or centers who can really skate and handle the ice, or 3 forwards and just zip it, or is it every team a little bit different?
That's the idea, is 2 forwards and a defenseman. You pick 2 of your top skating forwards, 2 of your top stick handling forwards, guys who can hang on to the puck, but you've also got a defenseman who can shut things down at the back end if things go the other way on you.
You mentioned nobody scored on Saturday night for 45 minutes. That's a long time. Is it just good defending of the blue line on both teams, or? Because it seems to be, even though the Wild are struggling, if there's one thing that I think we're looking pretty good at is our defense and our blue line. Our poor goalie has had to stop a lot of shots, but your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought our defense did a great job on Saturday night all the way through. Certainly that first 45 minutes. They gave up just the 1 goal at the start of the game, about 5 minutes or so left in the first period. But no, it was a great effort. Tobias did an outstanding job in net, as he always does. We were a little choppy, I think, getting over the blue line. Had some great rushes over the red line. Couldn't get it over the blue line for the first period. And one thing that I think both teams really picked up on, I think both teams really read the passing patterns really well. You saw a couple teams that wanted to throw it across the ice, go backdoor, go weak side, and you get sticks in the passing lane. You get guys who kind of figure out where those passes are going. You jump in front, middle of the ice, you cut it off, and you send it the other way. So I think the defenses did a good job of reading the game on Saturday night, and I think that was a big reason why we went to the first 5 minutes of the third period, still 1-0.
That was Saturday night. Sunday, the least we talk about that, the better. Kamloops beat us 6-2. There's the results from over the weekend. They scored 4 quick goals, and 4 goals that's a pretty tall task to come back from there on Sunday.
Yeah, it is. The guys gave it a great effort. Got a goal late in the second period to cut it back to 4-1, and Ray Hahn with a great wrap around the net, kind of faced up bottom of the face-off circle and ripped it home to make it 4-2. But 4 goals is a tough hill to climb. This group has climbed it before, but 4 goals is a lot to ask sometimes. And got it down to 4-2, made it a game, but Kamloops had that late push and unfortunately put us away there at the end of the game.
This is a 5-game homestand, by the way, for the Wenatchee Wild. 2 games remaining this weekend. It's Military Appreciation Weekend, not just a single night. Portland in town on Friday, Prince George on Saturday. Both teams are tied for 4th in the Western Conference with 18 points apiece, so pretty good competition coming to town.
Yeah, we got some good competition coming in. Portland has been one of the top teams in a really good U.S. division all the way through, and Prince George has kept pace pretty well in the BC division. So we've got a couple tough tasks coming at us. Some great goaltending on both sides, veteran goaltending on both sides. So going to have to take advantage of the opportunities this group gets the next couple nights and in front of a couple big crowds.
Now that we're a dozen or so games into the season, is this the time where the coaches can actually start scouting the opponents? Because nobody really knows how each team is going to do because of the roster turnover is pretty consistent in the Western Hockey League. So at this point, can you now start figuring out a team's strengths and weaknesses and game planning now that all the teams know a little bit more about all the other teams?
I think a little bit, and our coaches, big focus for our coaches right now is continuing to make that progress in practice with our guys. We've got about 17, 18 guys who had not played in the Western Hockey League more than a few games at the start of the season. So we've got a lot of learning that these guys are doing. The progress has been great over the first 6 weeks of the season, but there's still a lot of learning to do on our side, and I think that's a major focus of the coaches right now. I think they're able to push up the scouting and the game planning a little bit on the other side, but there's still a lot of learning our group is doing, and they're going to get a lot of chances to do it here in November with 12 games in a month.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy November, and if you've never been to Wenatchee Wild practice, I've seen a couple of them. Coach Don, the practices, the guys aren't just standing around on their skates. The practices are very active, very physical, a lot of skating, a lot of conditioning. Coach Don's a big fan of that.
Yeah, these guys are active. They keep it moving. They get a lot done in a practice, and you see a lot of guys stay out on the ice even after the coaches step up. They want to get some extra work in and have a little fun playing with each other too. But this group is a group that doesn't sit on its laurels, doesn't cool its heels while they're out on the practice ice. They're getting work done.
Well, if we win a couple of games this weekend, we'll have laurels to sit on, so to speak. It's Military Appreciation Weekend. Let's talk promotions first of all on Friday with the Winterhawks in the big city.
Yeah, so the big one for Friday night is going to be the special jerseys. We'll auction those off after the game on Saturday, but we always wear those for the full weekend. So kind of a black pattern with blue numbers, a little bit of maybe a digital camouflage look. I'm not going to give a whole lot away, but it's going to be a neat look. It's going to be a very distinct look this week, and Friday's going to be your first opportunity to see the guys out there before we start putting bids in to get those jerseys out the door on Saturday.
So you're going to wear them both Friday and Saturday, and then Saturday night you auction them off.
Right.
Do you, without trying to be delicate, do you wash them? I mean, these are hockey guys that are going to be sweating. Yeah, I'm just asking.
They get the full cleaning, the full treatment in between games.
It's just, I just thought I'd bring that out. Kudos to our good friend, your friend, David Rayfield, who did his old camping on the balcony thing to raise money for Military Appreciation Night. Great job, Dave. We got him off there in not too bad. He sold 1,000 tickets for 2 really good causes. Military Appreciation Weekend brings a lot of folks out, doesn't it?
It really does. We get close to, if not completely, fill the building on Saturday night. Friday night's usually a fairly good crowd as well, but Saturday we're hoping to have the place packed again for not only the Military Appreciation Jersey auction, but we'll also do the hat giveaway for the first 1,000 fans. CMI Orchards is taking care of our promotion that night, so we've got a lot of tickets out the door. A lot of them are going to veterans in the Wenatchee Valley that want to come out and see a game, maybe spend an evening out with their families. And yeah, kudos to David for getting 1,000 tickets sold. We were really close to getting them off the balcony after 3 days, but I know there are some folks that like to see him dangle just a little bit, and we got him off the balcony in 3.5. But a major thing that I want to mention, not only for the 1,000 tickets that he sold, but the tickets are still available. You can get them on the website under the tickets tab at WenatcheeWildHockey.com. So each of the Thomas A. Biddle Foundation and the Wenatchee Valley Veterans Hall got $2,000 from the tickets that David sold. We want to push that up even a little more and give them a little extra money. So if you buy the tickets online through that link, it's still active. That's where that extra money will go.
There are 2 conferences in the Western Hockey League. The Eastern Conference is all Canadian teams. The Western Conference, half American team, half teams from British Columbia. Everett in the Western Conference, what the heck is going on here? They played 15 games. They won 13 of them, buddy. I mean, the top 8 teams make the playoffs, but if we're not careful, what's going on with the Silvertips? That's unsustainable, is it not?
They're a solid team this year. You look at what they brought back from last year. They bring back goaltending, but they also brought back 15 of their top 19 scorers from last year. They bring back maybe the top defenseman at his age in maybe in the world in Landon DuPont. They bring back a ton of forward power from last year. They brought in new players with the available players going to NCAA colleges. So they've been able to reload things here this year, but they've kept the core of their group from last year that won a regular season title. It's been a good mix for them, and that's the reason why they're 13-1 coming into this weekend.
2 conferences, 4 divisions. Of the 4 divisions is right now the American division. All the teams are located here south of the 49th parallel. Is it about the strongest of the divisions between Portland and Seattle and Everett and Tri-City and Spokane? I mean, it's pretty solid.
It's an outstanding division, top to bottom. You look at all the way from Everett to even down to Tri-City's in 5th in the division. We're in 6th in the division, and Tri-City has given some teams a really good battle. They battled Saskatoon, who is the top team in the East Division coming into this past week. So that was the only game Saskatoon even won on the road trip down here. So it's a solid division. You look at what the East Division's got right now with Saskatoon. They got off to that hot start, but you've also got Prince Albert's got some games to make up on them, and they have not lost a game in regulation coming into this past week. So there's a lot of talent out in the East Division. Maybe top to bottom, the U.S. Division might be the strongest, but it's got some really good competition all the way up north of the border.
Military Appreciation Weekend. Again, the Portland Winterhawks, Friday night. Saturday, the Prince George Cougars?
Cougars.
Hey, I remembered. I'll be danged. I have a slow leak in my head, but sometimes I still can retain information. Not bad. Tickets at WenatcheeWildHockey.com, WenatcheeWildHockey.com. I always recommend go to the website, buy your tickets in advance. For one thing, you can look at the seating chart and all that good stuff, and you only have to go into one line, which is a huge time saver. If you show up at the box office, you got to get in one line to buy your ticket and then the other line to get in. Why bother with that?
Yep.
So, all right, one real quick before I cut you loose, we need to mention this. Kraken, off to their best for 12 games into the season, after the best start in franchise history. We're liking this.
Yeah, it's been a good start for Seattle. They've got I think their new coaching staff has things down pretty well. So strong in a lot of areas, and hoping to keep that rolling here. It's a long season, but hopes are definitely good up here in the Cascades.
Austin Draude and his goatee. Looks pretty good, my friends. Stick around. We will be right back with the weather forecast. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
The rain has ceased, 41 degrees. We're going to be dry today for the most part. Maybe a couple of spittles here and there. That's a technical term that we use in the weather department. Austin, we call them spittles, which, by the way, taste great this time of the year. And then starting right after sunset, the rains will come. Here's a quick little satellite image. This is about the last 6.5 hours to show you the very last of system number 1 exiting our area. So the clouds are going to be hanging around, but the rain has already begun to move its way over to the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area and eventually western Montana. So today we catch a break if you don't like the rain. If you like the rain, you're going to love the next few days. But first of all, from the Climate Prediction Center, here is what it looks like for the month of November, temperature-wise across the continental United States and even Alaska and Hawaii for you folks. And as you can see, we're trending. They think we're going to be a little bit warmer than normal in eastern Washington for the month of November. And as far as precipitation is concerned, a little wetter than normal. We're leaning above normal for temperatures and we're leaning above normal for precipitation. They nailed October right on the money. They predicted October cooler and wet, and we had a cool and wet October. Now they're saying a wet but milder November coming our way. All right, from our friends at Colonial Vista, here we go in detail. The rain is all but done, so we're going to have lots of clouds today, but we'll be dry throughout the course of the day today. Could even see the sun pop out now and again. We'll top off at 49. Our normal high this time of the year is right around 49 degrees. And then rain. We rarely get half an inch of rain at any one time, but we could get a half an inch of rain starting tonight through Wednesday. Chance of rain tonight is like 107%. It's going to rain, and it's going to rain a lot with an overnight low of 41. Tomorrow, rain all day. Not as heavy as tonight, but still rain. We'll top off at 52 degrees. Wednesday night, though, it's going to rain with an overnight low of about 40 degrees. Thursday, rain, lots. High of 55. Thursday night, rain, lots. Overnight low of 39. We're going to have to change the name of this show to Wake Up Hoquiam or Wake Up Aberdeen or something like that. Finally, by the time we get to Friday in the afternoon, the sun will be coming out. It'll be nice to see that again. A little bit warmer with a high of 54, but the overnight lows are going to get down to where they should be this time of the year, in about the lower to mid 30s, because we'll see some clearer skies and cooler temperatures at night. But again, starting at sunset tonight, the rains will come. Build an ark. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.